of substances. Okay, measuring the what's it called? The quantity of substance in a chemical reaction. Okay, so stoichiometry just deal with measuring the volume of reactants, measuring the mass, measuring the concentration, the amount of substance, that's the mole, finding the yield, percentage yield, finding the purity, percentage purity. Okay, and we chip in calculating for the empirical and molecular formula. So we're just going to look at all this. Okay, so as I said earlier in class, in chemistry, we have qualitative analysis and quantitative analysis. Stoichiometry deals with the quantitative analysis. It measures the quantity of substance in a reaction. Okay, and then qualitative analysis, we do it in grade 9. We want to find what is present, okay, in a substance. Okay, all right. So let's move on. So in stoichiometry, we talked about Casting is requesting to record this meeting locally. But Anaf is recording. Only one person should record. Prasanna is recording, right? So when you finish, you can put it on the class. What's it called?
Yes, I'll send it to them.
And so one person should record. I've allowed one person. So when you're done, you share it to them. Okay, good.
Okay.
So unless everybody just be popping up and I have to be allowing. So I can just allow for one person and then. All right, so good. So we are just going to look at one, amount of substance. I'm not going to teach everything. I'm just doing a refresher, like refreshing amount of substance. Now, amount of substance, if the question says find the amount of substance, sometimes you don't know what the question is demanding from you. The question can go find the amount of substance and then you are lost. What are they trying to tell? It means find the number of moles. So number of moles. Please. So number of moles. And then we use small n to represent number of moles. Okay. Small n. Now the unit for n is mole. When I touch on so this is number one, amount of substance, the unit. Most often the question will not mention the thing. You just give you 0.2 mole or something. And then if you don't know what has been given to you, that's where you make a mistake. You knowing that what has been given to you will tell you which formula you should use to do your calculation. As for number of moles, it has a lot of formula. Okay, we'll look at the formulas, then we'll go to the worksheet. Okay, please, the unit for amount of substance is mole, M-O-L. Okay. Now let's move on to the second one, 2, the mass. You can be asked to find mass. Okay, mass is measured in grams. Whatever the unit they give you, change it to grams. Why? Because we do gram per mole. We do gram per mole. But mass can be measured in grams, can be measured in kilograms, can be measured in milligrams. Okay, can be measured in tons or metric tons. Okay, etc. Okay, now when you calculate your molar mass, because we do mass over molar mass and all those things, molar mass is gram per mole, not kilogram per mole, not milligram per mole, not microgram per mole. Okay, so that is why we have to change everything so that the unit work. I think you did the unit will agree. I think you did that in thesis. You did unit conversion, derived quantity, and basic quantity, and all those things. Okay, when you are solving any question, the unit should agree. That is why you. Daniel said, and Isa said, taught you how to convert the unit, centimeter cube to meter cube, and so on and so forth. Okay, okay. But chemistry, we change everything to gram. Why am I saying that? Because in the question, they can give you, let's say, 2.8 G, and then you don't know what has been given to you. If you know the units, you know what has been given, and therefore you should know the formula that you use. Okay, so mass. Now you ask to find mole, ask to find mass. Okay. Now the third thing you can be asked to find is the molar mass. Molar mass, the unit is gram per mole. It's either they give you a substance, they put the unit there gram per mole, or they'll give you a statement. Mass, look out for this statement. Please, are the hostel students here? Is any of them here? Please, if you know, you can hear from any of them, just send them, tell them that we started the class, okay? So please. So molar mass, look out for this statement, mass of 1 mole. Now, if you hear mass of 1 mole, and then they give you in grams, they say mass of 1 mole is equal to 200 grams, 200. This is different from mass. Yeah, this is mass though, but it is mass of 1 mole, which is molar mass. So when they give you this, maybe they can give you calcium carbonate. The mass of 1 mole of calcium carbonate is 100 grams. I'm touching on some of the things that get you guys confused. Therefore, that is why you're saying that stoichiometry is hard or something like that. Now, you can see people still calculating for the molar mass. You're wasting time. If you try to calculate for the molar mass, whilst, what's it called? They've given it to you like 100 grams, okay? And then go on. Calcium is 40. Let's check it. Calcium is 40. Carbon is 12. Oxygen is 16. So 3 times 16. When you add all this together, you're going to get 100 grams per 100. So what's the essence? What's the essence of calculating for it? If they don't give you these statements, then you can calculate for it, and then you must calculate for it. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So good. So that is it. Mass of 1 mole. That is one. Molar mass is 1 mole. Now, how do we find the molar mass? How do we find the molar mass? We find the molar mass. Let's say I have. I'm just going to put like 3 substances there. Let's say ammonium nitrate. Who can give me the formula for ammonium nitrate? Anybody before I call names? Emily, ammonium nitrate.
Ammonium.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
I honestly do not know.
Okay, let me call another person. Vinaya, ammonium nitrate. No, so that is one of the things. They will give you the name of the compound and then you'll be working with it. So imagine you can't write the formula of the compound. You cannot even calculate for the molar mass, and that is a big blow. And then you know how stoichiometry is. Your answer will lead you to solve another question, and then that question will lead you to solve another question, and that question will lead you to solve another question. That is why we spend a lot of time writing chemical formulas. So I beg you, ammonium nitrate. Who is helping us? Vinaya. Is he in the class? Okay, let me try another person. Who else? Okay, somebody's hand is up. Obi. Okay.
NH4NO3.
NH4. Okay, very good. NH4NO3. Oh. Now, when you have this, and you are finding those of you are still struggling calculating for molar mass, I'm just going to put like 3 molecules and then we do it together. One, simple like this, no brackets, nothing. Okay, good. How many nitrogens do we have here? 2. Pick your periodic table. Pick your periodic table. Look for atomic mass or mass number. And when you pick your periodic table, look for the key, because every periodic table and how they put their mass number and where they put their mass number, where they put the atomic number. Look for mass number. Okay. Now nitrogen is 14. If you check on your periodic table, 14. What's the IG? The periodic table the IG gives you is not the decimal ones. It's not the relative atomic mass. It's the one which is in abundance. Okay. So don't be using the 12.0 or some 12.12 and so on. Okay. So nitrogen is 14. So we have 2 nitrogen. So 2 times 14. Hydrogen, we have 4 hydrogen plus 4. Hydrogen is 1. We have 3 oxygen. 3 oxygen is 16. You add everything. Please, I don't have a calculator here, so somebody should help me. And then you should be very fast. I'm going to the worksheet. 80. What are we getting?
So 80.
What are we getting?
80.
80.
80. So 80 grams per mole. You see that I write 80 grams per mole? Okay, very good. Thank you, Jairus. 80 grams, 80 grams per mole. Okay, Now, if I write it in words, and that's what you see in your worksheet, mass of one mole, mass of 1 mole, mass of 1 mole, you see 80 grams. Because they put of 1 mole, yes, they are right to put 80 grams there. Okay. All right, now let's move on to the next thing. I know most of you are waiting for me to get to the worksheets, but I want to touch on. So I've touched on moles, I've touched on mass, I've touched on molar mass. Let's look out for copper 2 nitrate. Who is helping us with copper 2 nitrate? Nicole. Formula for copper 2 nitrate. You know the transition elements, they can have more than one oxidation state, one valency. Okay, so you have to be specific which valency you are forming the compound with. So if I say copper 2 nitrate, Nicole, you can just type it in the chat. I'll see it here. Or if you want to see it, tell me. Nicole, are we waiting for you? Or Emily's hand is up. Okay, Nicole has given it to us. I think there she's right. Cu into brackets NO3 brackets then 2. Now, when you are finding the molar mass of this as well, so the same thing, copper is I think 64. Am I right? Am I right? This is 65.
64.
64, very good. Now, plus, now when there's a bracket, don't get confused. Okay, don't get confused. Okay, just do this 2. This 2 here is multiply, is expanding the bracket, so it's expanding the bracket NO3. You know how you do it in mass, okay? Okay. The funny part is you can do the thing, but your molar mass calculation can mess you up. Just the molar, if they give it to you, hallelujah. The molar mass calculation can mess you up. Please, those of you, you know this already, please. I'm teaching the whole class. Humble yourself and let's all learn. My heart is even more for those who don't get it. There are some people behind the class, they don't get it, don't talk. If you get it, please keep quiet. We'll get to your place. We'll get to you too. Okay, I am good. That's how, if you follow me, that's how I teach. I'm not, I've opened the waiting room. Hold on. Some people are in the waiting room. Nobody's in the waiting room. Everybody can join. I have Anna. Everybody can join. Everybody can join. I don't want the situation I'm teaching. I have to stop and then go and okay, wait. It's not true that somebody's in the waiting. I have allowed it. Please, she should check well. Is she in the class now?
No.
Is Nasara in the class? Is Nasara in the class? Oh, if she's in the class, let me know because I saw her.
Yeah, Nasara is in the class.
Yeah, so how come she can't enter? Because Nasara came later.
I think it's Nagita.
Nasara came later and then she was able to join. So I didn't allow her. I've opened the platform, I've opened the distance. She can just enter. Yes.
They're not Nasara. They say Nagita.
Yes, I know. So what am I? My point is, if Nasara could join without me allowing her in, then Nagita should be able to join without me allowing him because I don't see. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I didn't allow Nasara in and then she joined, Nagita should be able to join. Right now, because I don't know where to. I don't see where I should allow her. I don't see because I have. Okay, so she should try again because Mama is confused.
Then just make someone there who, so that while you're teaching, the other person will handle it.
No, I can't share my screen if I do that.
No, you can't.
But is Emerald in the class? Emerald left. Emerald is in the class. Okay, let's go on. I think why? Is she the only person who is trying to join and having problems? Oh, Is she the only person trying to join? Or the maximum people we can give is 30 or something? Or a lot of people can join, or? We're looking at CuNO3 brackets here too. Now copper is 64 plus 2 nitrate. So those of you, okay, this 2 here is opening up the bracket, it's expanding the bracket. Like, sorry, what you do in math. So 64 plus 2. Now nitrogen is 14 plus oxygen is 16. So we have 3 of oxygen, 16. And then you add everything. And okay, you add everything. Or you can do for the nitrate, add everything in nitrate. After that, when you're done, you multiply by 2. Then you add it to the 64. How? Whatever way you think to do. But this thing is very, very important. Calculating for molar mass. It can mess you up. All right, now let's go on. So what are you getting?
I got 188.
188.
188 gram per mole. So the unit for molar mass is gram per mole. Okay, now let's move on to volume. Okay, last thing on this. Okay, good. Now the next thing on this is the one when you have this is CuSO4 dot 5H2O. Now calculating for molar mass with this one too. Here. Okay, you calculate for the molar mass of this. So that is copper is 64 plus 32 plus 4 times 16 plus the dot here. Don't do multiplication. Though I know in mass dot means multiplication, but here we do plus 5 multiplying the molar mass of water. Plus 5 multiplying the molar mass of water, meaning hydrogen is 1, so 2 times 1 plus 16. You put everything. See what I did? When I got here, the dot, I did a plus 5 multiply. You include the 5. There are 5 water molecules. I hope it's clear. When you add all this, what are you getting?
I think it's 126.
Is it 126? Are you
Okay,
sure?
no. Wait, I think I messed up. Let me try again.
Yeah, this is 150.
150.
160. 60.
Okay.
60.
60. Okay, 160.
Yeah.
Write it. Hey, are you sure? It should be more than that. This is 64 plus 32 plus
250.
64. It's 250.
Isn't it 240?
I got 250.
Yes, I know it's 250. I've been working with this compound. I know it's 250. Some of the compound you work with them and you know the molar mass of head. Yeah, it's 250. So please, we see you. Somebody go and write 150. Somebody go and write 160. Somebody go and write 170. And then not that the person doesn't understand. You do everything right, and then it will affect all your values. And then maybe I'll mark you all wrong. And when mommy comes, you don't understand anything in chemistry. It's not true. One silly mistake has led your downfall. That is how hard maths is. You make one mistake with a negative, it runs through. So 5 marks, you get like 1. You'll be losing marks. And when daddy comes, they'll tell you, and you don't do well in chemistry, you don't do well in maths, which is not true. And so please be very careful. So now, yeah, I'm done with the molar mass. Now let's start on another thing. Let's look at volume. Please, volume is measured in cm cube. Cm cube is the same as milliliter, ml. So if they put 200 cm, note that they've given you volume. Good. Or volume can be measured in dm cube. Dm cube is liter. Sometimes you can go and flex more. Mommy will say, go and buy me Coca-Cola 2 liters. Okay, mommy, do you mean 2 dm cube? She's confused. 2 liters is the same as 2 dm cube. It's the same thing. Okay. Good. We can measure volume in meter cube. We can measure volume in millimeter cube and all those things. But please, the unit we mostly use is cm cube. These two. Those are the two. So when you see volume, when they see the question will not mention volume. The question will not mention it. The question will just go 10 cm cube of this and that and that and that and that. And then you are just there. You don't know what you have. If you don't know what you have, you don't know which formula to use. And then that's the problem. Okay, please. Now, anytime they give you a volume in cm cube, change it to dm cube by dividing by 1,000. So if they give you 20 cm cube, change it to dm cube by dividing by 1,000. So we are going to get 0.02 dm cube. So we work with dm cube and not cm cube. So when you have a dm cube and you want to change it to cm cube, you multiply by 1,000. Sometimes the question will say, leave your answer in cm cube. Nagita has joined. She has joined now. Nagita, you're welcome. Emerald left. I don't know. So Nagita, you are in the hostel with her. Make sure she joins. Composite by force.
Yeah.
Okay. So please, if you don't, there's one student that mentioned in grade 9, very intelligent student. We did a test, and then as for her, when you do test, you get 17, 18, 19 over 20, 17, 18, 19. If she has failed, grade 15. She did a 10, and I gave her, I think, 9 or 10 over 20, and then she was crying. She did all the calculation correct, didn't change her volume from cm cube to dm cube, and then me too, I'll punish you well. Yes, I'll do it so that you will feel the pain, so that you won't disgrace yourself in the examination or your final exams. So, okay, please pay attention. Now, pay attention. Volume is measured in cm cube, or cm cube the same as ml, dm cube the same as liters. Okay, all right, let's go on to concentration. So I'm taking it one after the other. Concentration, we have a lot of units. It's measured in mole per dm cube. Mole per dm cube. Mole. After this, I'll go to the formulas when I'm talking about the unit. So when you see 0.15 mole per dm cube, know that you have been given concentration. Either mole per dm cube or molar. Molarity.
I didn't say molarity.
Molarity. So the unit is molar. I mean, when you are saying molarity, the unit is molar. So let's say 3 molar, 3 big M. This is the same as 3 mole per dm cube. The same as 3 mole per dm cube. So please, yes, concentration can be not at your level. I think IG concentration can also be measured in ppm, parts per million, or ppb, parts per billion. It's not at your level. Okay, so we don't deal in parts per million and part. I think when you go to that A level, you start doing ppm and ppb. Okay, so we just do small per dm cube or big M. Okay. Any question up to this point? Anybody? Any question? We are still doing the units. We'll get to the worksheet. Wait, I'm doing this so that is how I teach. I lay the foundation so when I start building, I'll make my life easy for me. I don't want a situation we start and somebody will say, did they give us the concentration? Did they give us the mass? They didn't give us the volume. I will not agree with you. I have told you, watch the units to know what has been given to you. Any question up to this point?
No.
Any question? Okay, no question. Then let's move on. Let's go. Good. Another unit, part of concentration we talk about is mass concentration. Mass concentration, chemistry, we say mass concentration. Physics say density. It's the same as density. So if you know the formula for density, mass over volume. Okay, mass concentration. So the mass concentration, the unit for mass concentration. So I'm just dealing with the unit. It's very, very important. It's gram per dm cube. Since I told that we mostly like leaving our volume in dm cube and then our mass in gram, we only learn gram per dm cube. Meaning it can be anything. It can be kilogram per cm cube. It can be microgram per dm cube. It can be everything. But we leave our mass in grams and our volume in dm cube. So gram per dm cube or gram per liter. Dm cube the same as liter. Gram per liter is the same thing. So sometimes the question will ask you leave your answer in gram per dm cube. Meaning if the question says leave your answer in gram per dm cube, they are asking you to find the mass concentration. If the question says leave your answer, they are asking you for mass concentration. Okay. Now, I think I've touched on every unit. If I have left something, please let me know. If I've left some units, which is probably used in our calculation, please let me know, please. I think have I touched on every unit? I've taught on concentration, I've taught on volume, I've taught on mass concentration, I've taught on molar mass, I've taught on mass, I've taught on mole. Okay. I think let me remember. I just remember one. Number of particles. Okay. Number of particles. Big N. So big N, the units they will leave you. Okay. Yes, I'll go. I'll go to the formulas. After this, I'm going to the formulas. Okay. Density is the same as dual. Density is the same as mass concentration. So we leave it as gram per dmq. So MRAD, I'll go to the formulas, and then from here I'm moving to the formulas. Okay, all the formulas that we use in mole ratio. Then number of particles. Number of particles. Now we're talking about number of particles. We mostly leave our answer in the particle. So atoms, maybe 0.2 atoms. 3 times 10 exponent negative 25 or molecules. So the moment you see that the unit they are giving you is molecules, atoms, ions, particles, what's it called? Formula units and all. If the unit is like that, then that means they're giving you big N number of particles. That means they're giving you big N number of particles. They're giving you big N number of particles. Okay, I hope everything is okay. So number of particles, mostly leave our units in atoms, molecules, and all those things, formula units, ions, and all those things. Okay, any question? Any question? Okay, all right, good. Now let's move on to formulas. For your information, you will not be given any data sheets. You will not be given, see, even if they give you data sheets, and then you will bomb. When you're in grade, I always say this, when you're in grade 7, and when I get to grade 8, I'll start using calculators. Hey, I will not fail maths. That I will not fail. Hello, how is hard maths? How is maths going? You are using calculators. Please. So yes, even they give you the data sheets, but chemistry, the only thing they will give you is the periodic table. That's the only thing you'll be given, the periodic table. Alternatives to practicals will give you another table. The qualitative analysis, test for cation, test for anion, test for gases. We'll give you that table. But me, in exams, I don't give you the grade 9, I don't give it to them. It is only in paper 6 they give that. What about paper 4? So I make them learn so that when they get to paper 4 and they answer the question, they can do. So I don't give it to them. And then they are crying there. Me, I don't care. Now let's move on to number of moles.
There's less than a minute.
Is it what?
There's less than a minute left.
It's left with what?
Not even a minute.
He said it's left with a minute.
Oh, okay. So let's look at number of moles. We're just going to touch on all the formula for now. Number of moles alone is everywhere, almost everywhere. Number of moles is equal to mass over molar mass. That's the first one we tackled. Mass over